There's a conversation going on the internet about the price of friendship being
If you haven't seen that video, go back and watch the whole thing. It's a great video and I agree with everything. For my older women, perinatal women, there are 3 additional things that I like to point out when this comes up in session. First, I want to just mention that it comes up in session a lot. People are coming to therapy more and more talking about the lack of friendships that they have. This has happened for a lot of reasons, right? We travel, we move, we've kind of separated ourselves from our primary village that, initially we came from. And so now more and more people live in places that aren't their home per se. And so that leads us to making relationships later in life. The first thing to understand is that making relationships older in life is different than when you were younger. When you were younger, proximity and time were main factors in creating friendships, and you don't have that anymore. As older people, we have jobs and children, family, partners that also take and require time. The second thing is that you have to be willing to have a little bit of awkwardness in your life. People run away from discomfort, uncomfortable feelings at every shot they get. And when you think about creating relationships, sometimes it's a little weird. You may not know what to say, or getting to know somebody, it's a little weird. And so people don't want to engage in that behavior because they don't want to be awkward. The last thing I'd want to say here is that the words matter. And so if someone was coming to me and saying that, like, oh, having friendships is inconvenient, or, community came up in his comments a lot, is inconvenient, I would switch to this idea that friendships and community take effort, because inconvenient kind of leaves this nasty taste in our mouth, and that you have to recognize that relationships do take effort. If you want to have relationships with people, you're going to have to put in effort. That's my 2 cents. I want to know, what are your thoughts on friendship? Anything else that you think we should add to this list? Bye.